Hey y'all, welcome to Friday's Kitchen. Welcome back if you have been here before. In today's video, we are making a sweet potato cinnamon roll pound cake topped with a pecan caramel sauce. If you guys are interested in seeing how I made it, stay tuned. Also, while you're here, I ask that you please take a moment, look down below, consider pressing that subscribe button, join our family, and come back for some more recipes. I have the ingredients we'll need for the cake. Up first, we have 3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt, 3 cups of granulated sugar, 6 eggs at room temperature, 3 sticks of unsalted butter at room temperature. We have 1 cup of fresh mashed sweet potatoes. We'll be using 1 tablespoon of vanilla extract. And here I have 4 tablespoons of brown sugar mixed with 1/2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. We started by preheating the oven to 300 degrees. The full list of ingredients will be down below in the description box. In the bowl, we have the butter. I'm going to turn the mixer on and then I'm going to add the granulated sugar. Once I add the sugar, I'm going to let the mixer run for 5 to 10 minutes until the mixture becomes nice and fluffy and lightens in color. So I'm turning the mixture off to scrape down the sides and bottom of the bowl just to make sure everything gets well combined. Then we're going to turn the mixer back on for a few minutes and begin to add our eggs one at a time. Once I add an egg, I like to wait for the yolk to break before adding the next, and then we'll go in with the vanilla extract. So now I'm going to go in with the flour mixture and the sweet potatoes. I'm going to add about half the flour mixture, add the sweet potatoes, and then go in with the rest of the flour mixture. Scraping down the sides and bottom of the bowl one final time. And then I'm going to turn the mixer back on for about another minute. And our cake batter will be done. So let me grab the cake pan and we'll be right back. So this is the pan we're going to use to bake the cake. I have already coated it with butter. Now I'm going to go in with 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. We're going to use this to coat the pan. Just toss it around. I don't have any cinnamon in the actual cake batter, so we'll be getting some cinnamon from this as well as our filling. So let me dump this extra sugar. All right, so I'm going to start by adding half of the cake batter. So now we're going to go in with our brown sugar cinnamon mixture. Spread that around a little bit. And now we're gonna go in with the rest of the cake batter. All right, so as I mentioned earlier, the oven has been preheated to 300 degrees. This will bake for about an hour and a half. I'll adjust that time as needed, but as always, I'll let you guys know exactly how long it takes in my oven when I remove it. So it has been about 15 minutes. I'm now going to turn this out onto a plate. I want this side of the cake to be right side up, so I'm going to flip it over once onto a plate and then back over. Now we're going to turn it back over onto another plate. So now we're going to get started on the caramel sauce. I'm going to add 1 cup of granulated sugar to my pan. This will be on a between low and medium heat, and we are going to leave this here to do its thing. I'm going to try my absolute best not to touch it, and this sugar will begin to melt. So yeah, we're just going to let this sit here. I'll come back and show you guys once it starts to brown a little around the edges so you can kind of see the process. All in all, this will probably end up cooking for about 10 to 15 minutes before we move on to the next step. So I'll see you guys in just a second. So our sugar is still on the heat. You can see around the edges it is starting to brown a bit. We're just gonna let it continue to do its thing. I'm just gonna take my spatula, just kind of push it down around the edges. And again, we're gonna let this continue to cook. So it's starting to bubble around the edges. I've turned the heat down a bit. And we're gonna go ahead and mix this in because we do not want this to burn. So at this point, we're going to go in with 7 tablespoons of unsalted butter. Carefully. And then we're going to mix until this is well incorporated. A whisk would be very helpful. I do not have one right now. I keep forgetting to grab one when I go to the store. Hopefully I'll remember this weekend. All right. So this is what it is looking like right now. So we're going to go ahead and add the heavy cream. And we're just going to stir until well combined. Turning the heat off. and continuing to stir. To this, I'm going to add a pinch of salt. I'm going to stir this in, and then I'm just going to let it sit for a few minutes, and then I'm going to run it through a strainer just to help get rid of any lumps of sugar that may still be inside. Once I have done that, we'll be back to add the vanilla extract and the toasted pecans. So I will see you guys in just a few. So here we have the caramel in a bowl. It is still really hot, but to this I'm going to add about a teaspoon of vanilla extract. We're going to stir this in. And then finally we're going to go in with our toasted pecans. We have about 3/4 cups here. It's supposed to be a full cup, but I ate just a few. And just like that, our cake topping is done. We're gonna set this aside to cool as our cake continues to cool. And I will see you guys when it's time to put everything together. All right, y'all, so our cake is cooled. Our caramel is cooled. I actually put it in the refrigerator for a bit. Again, because I didn't want it to just slide off the cake when I put it on top. So we are just going to spread this on top of the cake. All right, y'all, just like that, our cake is done. Give me just a moment and I'll bring you guys in for a closer shot, and then we're gonna cut the cake so you can see what the inside looks like. We have made it to the end of the video. Here we have the finished product, our sweet potato cinnamon roll pound cake topped with a pecan caramel sauce. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions about anything I've done, leave them down below in the comment section. Guys, I really enjoyed this cake. It just gives you all the holiday feels with the sweet potatoes, the cinnamon, the pecans, caramel, all the good things. The cake was really good. It was very moist. If I could change one thing, I would probably add 2 layers of the brown sugar cinnamon mixture in the cake versus 1, just so you get more of that cinnamon with every bite. But aside from that, absolutely perfect. I'm going to wrap this video up, but while you guys are here, please leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Hit that like button if you enjoyed today's video. Also, please take a moment to subscribe, join our family, come back for some more recipes. As always, I thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next video.